Hello, world. It is Saturday, November 28th, 2020, and it's a beautiful sunny day out here in Defiance. But it's a little chilly. It was heavy frost on the ground this morning when I let the dogs out. Today's devotion is entitled In the Meantime, written by Marilyn Pajan Banks. And Marilyn bases the devotion upon Micah chapter 2, verse 12. I will surely gather, and this is a New International Version, I will surely gather all of you, Jacob. I will surely bring together the remnant of Israel. I will bring them together like sheep in a pen, like a flock in its pasture. The place will throng with people. And Marilyn writes, when I read this promise from God to gather the remnant of Israel, I can't help but hear the voices of my church folks asking, when are we coming back to church? My response is often simply, we are going to come back together again when it's safe to do so. I miss you too. In the meantime, visions of together like sheep in a pen continue to inspire conversations of what it will be like to worship in person again and conjure up questions such as, who do we want to be in these times and how are we prepared to show up as the church? Imagining a flock in its pasture reminds us that we can experience deep peace and full communion as God's beloved because it is God who gathered us, tending us to our well-being. This time of uncertainty allows a freedom of ideas, hopes, and possibilities. So while we haven't worshipped in the sanctuary since March, the work of the church continues in the form of hot meals to go, free COVID testing and mask giveaways, help with the census, voter registration, and kind words and warm smiles. While maintaining social distancing and mask on, the place throngs with people. In Marilyn's prayer. God, even as the coronavirus surges, we recall your promises shared by the prophet Micah, and we will trust in you and your promise. Grant the powers that be the wisdom to handle this virus with integrity, courage, and compassion. Grant us all peace. Please and thank you. Amen. Yeah, I think everyone kind of feels that way sometimes. Although I have to say our congregation's been very understanding and very receptive to not meeting in person. And I have colleagues who, in fact, one actually resigned from their position because of pressure from their church to re-enter worship in a place which was much worse than we are here. But I haven't really experienced that. But I myself miss it. I miss seeing people. I miss gathering together. But to me, it's also kind of a time in the wilderness and a time for us to take stock of what we've done in the past and what we should be doing in the future. And how do we really be the church? I mean, is the church really the building and the Sunday morning gathering of worship? Is that really all we are? Or should we be something more? How do we really be the church in the world? And what function does the church hold for us in this world and in this time and in this place? Does it function for us? Some people are asking. So there's a lot to think about. But I think the important thing to remember is that we are gathered together in the presence of God, no matter whether we're physically present in the sanctuary together or not. It is God who calls us together as a flock, and it's to God and service to God in which we have our life. So, a lot to think about, good thing to think about on Thanksgiving weekend. And tomorrow, don't forget, Sunday morning worship. I will be out. I am on vacation this week, and Philip Bala will be filling the pulpit. So please join in with him tomorrow morning. Take care, and I will talk to you soon.